Hello. Now I'm going to go over what you need to do to have access to MyOpenMath and how to import that into your Canvas course. Now, if you do some of this stuff and you think you've messed something up, just know you can email me or call me. I'll help you. It is a little tougher to log into Canvas courses and change things, but I'll still work with you any way that I need to. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do a few days before you start working on your Canvas course or your homework import is to request access to MyOpenMath. And so it's called MOM for short. So if I ever say MOM, I'm talking about MyOpenMath. So if you look here, I went to myopenmath.com, and on the first page, at the bottom here, request an instructor account. Now, I would suggest using your Colin email. If we already have instructors registered here through Colin, it'll probably go a lot smoother, especially for the dual instructors, or if you're a new instructor. Make sure that you use your Colin email. And so you just click here and request an account, and click on a college or university, and then just go through the steps and they will give you access. Once you have access to MyOpenMath and you've completed your import on Canvas, then you can set up your online homework. Now, there's going to be a lot of stuff that we've made and we've worked on that you may or may not want to use. You are required to use the homework, but we also have quizzes on a lot of the sections. We have reading assignments or video assignments. So we're going to continuously make this better. We have put many hours into this, and if there's anything that you would like to see added, I can always add it for you, and then if somebody else doesn't want to use it, they don't have to. We have tried to find the best possible questions that we could get to fit what we have done in the past. It's not going to be as flashy as MyLabs, but it's free and it's never went down. Also, you're not going to have to do anything on the MyOpenMath side once you have it set up. Everything can be done through Canvas, which we really like. You need to open an assignment for a student, you do it in Canvas. You don't go to MyOpenMath and have to do it that way. If you want to open an entire section of homework, all you have to do is change the date. All the dates you change in Canvas are just going to automatically change over. So a lot of little things like that we really like. The students don't have to go through a registration. It just automatically gives them access. All right, it is a little tougher to set up. Well, probably about the same as MyLabs. And if you've done things in Canvas before, then it will be a breeze. But if not, hopefully this video will help you. Okay, so once you get access, I'm going to log in. So I logged in. Now, you're not going to have anything up here under courses that you are teaching. All right, so what you want to do is you'll want to come down and add a new course. All right, and you're going to copy from a colleague's course. It's going to ask you for a course ID. You have to have a code to be able to access the template. So I just went into the course settings of our template course, and the course ID is 147959. All right, so I'm going to copy that down, 147959. That will always be the course ID for the template course. Notice that there's also something called an enrollment key, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to add a new course. I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to put in that code. 147959. Alright, so you see that it automatically brings up this template. And the enrollment key was 123456. So you type that in, and you would want to change your course name. So I would change it to whatever section that you're teaching, like MAT 1313-92D, or I'm just going to make this now my temp Canvas course. But make sure that you put in the name of your course with the section, because once you do that and then type in the enrollment key and hit submit. So this is your new course ID, which you don't need. This is the enrollment key, which you don't need. You don't need that right away. Now there is something on this page that you do need, but you can still access it in other places. Right here, this is the LTI key. It starts off LTI key and then underscore. This is going to be unique to your course. And then this is the secret code. This is also going to be unique to your course. We're going to need these two things whenever we log into Canvas and after we have imported this. And what this does is it links your Canvas course to your MyOpenMath course so that when your students go in, it automatically pulls up the problems it's supposed to. I'm going to enter the course. We have worked on setting up this template course. And you can see the name of the course that you just made should be up here, but it copied everything from our template course. You can move these things around. I would open up, there's nothing under this for the test one, but I would open up all of these modules and I would look and see what all is there. If you go down far enough, you can see over placement sections. These are if you're teaching 1314, or if you simply want to start off with simplifying and finding square roots, or you want to start off with factoring, trinomials. You can take these and you can easily move them into other modules. If you do it now on the MyOpenMath side, once we import this into Canvas, you won't have to do it again. So this is especially helpful if you are going to create your own template course. Like say you had 4 sections of college algebra, which that shouldn't affect any dual instructors, so don't do that. But if you're teaching 4 sections of college algebra, I would come in and make a temp Canvas course. It's going to have a new ID and all of that, but I would arrange everything the way that you want it, and then I would make copies of that for your for your sections that you're teaching. Now, if you're a dual instructor, you don't have to worry about any of that. But you can see that we also have optional sections down here. So I went through and I thought to myself, what are some things that we could cover in college algebra if we have a little extra time, or if we have a class that's going through the material really fast. And these were some of the things that I came up with. Under each one of these, there are also other options. If you click on, say, mathematical models, you'll see there's a video lesson, a reading assignment, and a homework. Now, most of the sections are going to have those 3, or maybe more than half. That's part of what we're working on. And the way to quickly arrange this, you can go to Quick Arrange, and then you can go into a section, and you can copy and pull this up and put it somewhere else. Now, I'm going to put it back where it was. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. But you can pull things around and copy it into other modules. So we went ahead and we named these modules because whenever we import this into Canvas, it's going to name it modules in your modules page. Okay? So make sure this is in the order that you want. And if you're not teaching multiple sections, you can just do the arranging within Canvas itself. So it's totally up to you, but these are all of the homework assignments that will be required. So I'm not going to save anything. I'm going to go back into my course. This is my What will be showing up for you will only be the course that you have created. To put this in Canvas, what we're going to do is come over here to the export link right there, and we want to include app configurations, the gradebook setup. You can put in due dates if you want and always change those due dates. Allow Canvas to set my due dates. That's probably one of the best options because you can do it on my MyOpenMath side or you can do it on the Canvas side. Even if you don't click that, you can still do it on the Canvas side, I believe, but I would make sure that I click that. Download export cartridge. It downloads really fast. It doesn't take fast internet. You can see here at the very top, that is the export cartridge. It's a really small file. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my Canvas course, and I'm going to import existing content, select Canvas course export package. Click on that and choose file. So wherever you saved that export file, you can see the extension is .imscc. You want to select that. All right, and then I'm going to select all content and import. So it's queued now. It may take a minute or two. All right, that did take 2 or 3 minutes. And so you can see right here it says completed, but there's one issue. And I'll show you what the issue is. You have to configure this so that Canvas can talk to your MyOpenMath course. So this is where we're going to use the codes I said that were unique to your course. You go into Settings, and then you go to Apps. There's a tab up here called Apps, and View App Configurations. Now you scroll down until you see MyOpenMath. All of these have locks on them, meaning you can't really do anything with them because they already have their codes in there. MyOpenMath doesn't have a lock on it because it's one of the new apps that we just added. So come over here and edit. Now you can see there's the name. We need the consumer key and we need the shared secret. So that's what we have to put in. So I'm going to go back to this course. So you can go to home or log back in, click on your course. If you go to course settings and you go to LMS integration, LTI, this is where you want to use this top code right here, not the bottom one. You don't want your students logging in through MyOpenMath. You want them to do everything in Canvas. That way they never have to go off of Canvas. So you copy this first key. This is the LTI key. I'm just going to select it, copy it. Here where it says consumer key, I'm going to put my consumer key in. Now I need to put in my shared secret. That is this code right here. It's the LTI secret. All right, scroll down, hit submit. This is the old syllabus, but this is a template, so we will be, I can send you a new one of those. Like I said, this is where you're going to have to do a little rearranging. You can see how I have Module 1, Module 2, but I don't have any homeworks in there. If I scroll down far enough, you'll see that it starts over, Module 1. All right, so what you may want to do, since we just imported all that, we could unpublish these, or we could delete them. All right, so you can do whichever you want to do. Since we already have everything imported, you can just unpublish them. That way, if you need to come back and use these for notes or something that you've already created, you can do that. So go through, unpublish, or if you want to rename them notes or you want to rename them something that you've created, then do that. Just know that if you leave this green, if you leave all these green, that your students are going to be able to see them all, and it's going to be kind of confusing to them. So I would unpublish all of those or delete all of those. This is the first module here. Notice that it starts off with practice, and here's a copy of the textbook. This is a PDF file. Your students can download it to their computers. You can download it to your computer. This is the textbook that we'll be using. It's a free textbook. You can look at all the contents, and there are hyperlinks and everything where you can go into the different chapters and the different sections. But more importantly, this is where all of the homework, quiz, assignments, all of that is located. Now, default, all of these are published. If they're published, your students are going to be able to see them. If you don't want them to do the reading assignment, click the reading assignment off. So you will need to, and I'll show you how to quickly change all your due dates. You will need to change your due dates for your homeworks. But notice that under this section, even though you did have a copy, let's see, up here, you had a copy of your textbook here. Under each section, we have ebook selections. Something we're still working on for some of the sections, but most of them will have a link to the ebook under the section itself. Me personally, I don't do quizzes, so I make sure all of my quizzes are unmarked so they're not published. If you want to do quizzes, keep them, of course, keep those published, and you can do those that way. Go into a homework, one that you have published. It's going to ask you to log in, so you'll need to put in your username and password for mom. And then we want to associate this LMS course with the course on MyOpenMath. And so I hit continue. You shouldn't have to do that again. That just confirmed the link. That linked everything, so it should work. You can look at the student preview where the students will see. Some of these may have a viewing example or a video, like this one has a video here. You can also go into teacher view. That'll give you solutions. Now this is going to generate some new problems if they get it wrong and they want to work another problem. But one thing our students did like, even though it's not real, I guess, aesthetically pleasing, it all does come up at once, and the students like that. They can send you an email or a message on any problem. Again, some of these have videos, some don't. That's some things that we're working on. You could show all answers, I guess, if you wanted to. But this, like I said, it does generate new problems for each student, and they have right now set on 100 tries. So our process of thinking is, if they're going to keep working, you might as well let them work until they get it right. One way that you can set your assignments really quick is you can go to the assignments page and you click the three dots up here and go to edit assignment dates. There are a lot of things that you're going to want to unpublish, because you're going to see there's a lot of stuff that's going to show up. Like all these tests, you probably want to go ahead and unpublish those. I wouldn't suggest using these tests unless you want to. You can go in and look at them. But right here, you can set the availability and the due date. For each homework, keep scrolling, quizzes, reading assignments, video lessons. There's, as you can tell, we have a lot built in here that you can set dates. Anything that is published, you can set your dates for under assignments. But I would unpublish some of this stuff you're not going to use. This default right here, remember, you can always take things and move them around. Like if you want to put them in different categories, but I would unpublish all of this at least until you're sure that you're going to use it, because you don't want it showing up on your students page and then them click on it and start on something that they're not supposed to. So make sure that you do put in due dates. That way your students will see what's due on the side. You can see percentages are already set for homework, and this is another homework. You can just make one homework. I'm not really sure why it made two or why we have two there. But if you keep scrolling down, you can see there's quizzes. If you're not going to use quizzes, you can just delete the whole thing, or you can just unpublish them. And then video lessons and so on and so forth. Now you can go into each one. You can see everything's published right now. So you might want to unpublish everything, and then on your modules page or on this assignment page, you can turn things on and off a lot easier. If you want to change your grading scale, I personally have put a lower percentage on my homework, and that's because of technology online and cell phones and all these different ways that students can get answers. So you can go into the group weights. I would put, would just make one homework section. You see we have several here. Just put in your percentages the way that you want them. Again, I would delete some of these things. You can see it adds up to be more than 100%, and it may be because I've played with this a couple of times and I didn't delete out everything. So yours may look a lot cleaner than mine. But make sure you have published what you want your students to work on. And also, there's a MyLab and Mastering link right here. You want to get rid of that. You go to Settings and Navigation, and go ahead and pull that off. Just pull it down here where it can't be seen. I would also take off, I believe, ebooks, e-resources, because remember your ebook is a link in your modules. After you have imported your Canvas from MyOpenMath, make sure you put in your LTI key and your secret code. And let me show you again where that can be found. So if you go into your course and then you go into course settings and LMS integration. So copy this top one here, that's your key, and that way they'll just access it through Canvas. And then this is your secret code. Export this, make sure allow Canvas to set MyOpenMath due dates, download the export cartridge, import it into Canvas. Then that's when you put in your two codes. The first time, just to make sure that the course is linked, you're going to need to go into Assignments and click on an assignment. When you click on an assignment that's been published, it's going to ask you to log in. You see it didn't ask me there. Log in with your mom and then click to link the course to your mom account is the top selection. Once you do that one, you can see it does give a due date here because it hadn't been changed. You can look at the student preview or the teacher preview on this. So it's really up to you as to the extra topics. Remember, those extra topics are going to be in their own module if you go down far enough. So right here, these are the optional sections. They're all published right now, so you'll want to just unpublish everything. But all of these are here, and then the overplacement sections are here. And what I would do is I would just drag all of those to wherever module you want to teach those in. So I know I've given you a lot of information. If you have any questions, you can always email me. It may seem a little overwhelming the first time you do it, but after you do it one time, it'll be pretty easy moving forward. So email me or call me if you have any questions. Thanks. Have a great day.